Well, how did you get here?
Oh, saw it in a newspaper. Did a wedding down by on Lawson Road, so I ended up moving over there. Ended up staying. I was supposed to stay here for a year.
And what made you decide to stay here?
Basically, because the job I was working over at White's.
No,
And, you know, okay, I'll stick around a little longer because they couldn't come up with a driver. Next thing I know, it's 47 years now.
Wow, you've been here a long time.
Yeah.
What prompted you to join the service?
The service, oh, it's either that, it's either you join, you're going to Vietnam, you're going to get drafted. So I took the extra year, chose Fort Lewis. And I got lucky, the war ended, and ended up staying here at Fort Lewis. I didn't have to go to Germany or nobody.
When did you enter the service?
September 72 to September 75.
So it was at the tail end of the
war, yeah.
war. Great. And what did you do while you were in service? Where did you were stationed in Fort Lewis?
Fort Lewis, 9th Infantry Division, 3rd and 39th. I was a power generator mechanic and a truck driver.
And what else? That's basically all you did?
Yeah, basically that's it. Yeah.
And how many years were you in there?
3 years.
2 years?
Three.
Three. Okay,
Yeah.
because you volunteered.
Yeah, I had to take the next year.
Uh,
Either that or I was going to, because my number was 76, they told me, you'll have your orders in about 2 weeks. And I said, no, I waited around a week. I said, no, I'm going to join. I'm not going to Vietnam. It's not my war.
Good for you. Were there any big memorable events while you were in the service? Anything interesting happened that you...
No, just basically we were more involved with the war. Everybody was involved in that, and just did my time. Got in, got out. 3 years, 2 days, and 57 minutes. We didn't like each other. That's what I remember.
Were there any people that you met there that you thought were interesting while you were...
Somewhere, yeah. Very few officers, like maybe two. The rest of the officers, I didn't care.
Mm-hmm. What was so special about those people?
Oh, the way they treated their people a lot better than most. Most of them, you're just a peon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these guys, at least they talk with you, and got kind of friendly with you. But they pretty much left me alone, left me to do my job. Because I ran my own shop as a generator mechanic at the back part of the motor pool. Mm-hmm. So they pretty much left me alone. Until anyway, some warrant officer showed up. That started the ball rolling the wrong way.
Were the generators used, or were they just as a standby?
Yeah, I had standbys and I had ones that I sent out to the field.
In what field did they
Whenever
go?
they went out to the field at Fort Lewis.
Oh, Fort Lewis, okay.
The companies would come by and they'd grab generators.
Okay.
I made sure they had authorized generators to go. If they needed me, I'd go out in the field. I'd try to repair them at the shop and just send out a generator instead of going out into the field and fixing it.
Mm-hmm. Now, did they provide training before you?
Oh yeah, I went to Fort Belvoir, Virginia for training.
Belfort, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Belvoir. Yeah, I went. At that time when I was being drafted, they were having some type of disease, so I didn't go to Fort Dix like I should have because I'm from New York City. They sent me to what's it called? Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Mm.
Yeah.
Where
And then from there, after my basic training, then from there I went to Fort Belvoir, Virginia for my advanced training
For
generators.
Generators?
Yeah, then when I was at Fort Lewis, they asked me, you want another MOS? They wanted me mechanic. I said no. So I took up truck driver.
And what did you drive?
Deuce and a half, Jeeps, everything, water trucks, and all that.
What was there anything you learned while you were in the service that you thought was, that really helps me in my future life?
No, not really. Generators was okay. I thought I was hoping that when I finished with the generator school, I'd end up becoming an electrician, maybe working at some dam or becoming a commercial electrician. The driving thing came up later on. I said, it doesn't hurt to drive, so that ended up being a second job. When I was in Fort Belvoir, Virginia, they told us those in the top 10 can go into the diesel classes now to run generators. Mm-hmm. No, that was a lie. Mm-hmm. No, you already signed up for a certain job, and that was all you're going to get.
Was you able to, your family supporting you in this endeavor, or?
Oh, yeah.
Did you do it on your
yeah.
own?
Not basically on my own, taking
Yeah.
care of myself.
Okay.
Family support, behind you.
And then after you left the service, you left Fort Lewis, and you came to the island then? Or?
No, I stayed around the Tacoma area, the North End area, for a while, and then did a little visiting in California, and then when I came back, we ended up getting another place up in the North End when the lease was almost up, was when we saw the advertisement for Anderson Island. And so we said, okay, it was walking distance to the dock, because we were right on Austin Road. And the guys I came out with, I was the one that was going to leave, they were going to stay, they both left, and they're both passed on now. So I'm the last one.
And how did you get your Steve Mobile?
My Steve Mobile?
Yeah, that van with a special.
Oh, a friend got it from an old boy up by Browns Point.
Because that's how I remember. You could always see. Oh, here's Steve.
Yeah. I'd like to put that back on the road again. Needs a gasket and a water pump.
That was interesting.
It's a unusual vehicle. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's nice, half truck, half van, everything in one. Other than the big motor, you eat gasoline, but you can do everything with that vehicle.
So when you got out, what rank were you at that time?
Well, I was a Spec 4, and then since I ran into that warrant officer who gave me a hard time, I ended up going backwards. So I left in E1.
Okay.
Went in E1, came out in E1. Yeah. He's real friends with the colonel in the battalion. And him and I did, as soon as he came in, because I'm on my last 6 months, I'm going to be getting out with his retirement, 30, 40 years, whatever the hell it was. And he and I just clashed. So,
So you were a rebel in the army. Huh?
Yep. Yeah, they didn't like me. Let's see, the last month when we had the battalion formation and all that stuff, yeah, I was the worst trooper in the battalion. That's fine with me. Everybody broke ranks, shook my hand.
Were you and Will ever together in Fort
no.
Lewis? No.
No. His battalion, his company was about a quarter of a mile down the road. He was in the second and 39th.
But you did get to see each other.
On occasion, yeah.
On occasion,
Yeah. It was surprising in the same area, not someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was glad the way things turned out. It was like my older brother, they drafted him, pulled him out of college, sent him to Vietnam. From Vietnam, they sent him to Korea instead of home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mine was 76. I knew I was going to be drafted. And the brother behind me had a larger, what do you call it, those numbers? Draft numbers.
Draft
So they didn't pull him out of college.
Mm-hmm. So what when you volunteered to go in the army, what was your concern about being drafted?
Oh, going to a war zone I didn't need to be at.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Anything else you can think of about your service or your island life?
oh, it's been a good life here. In ways I wish I'd moved on sooner, but turned out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And your health is
Health is fair.
fair?
Yeah.
Fair to middling or?
Fair to down. Heading downhill. Yeah, soon.
It's nice you have somebody to help you a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, him and I grew up together back east. We lived in the project section, and he was the second building over from mine. So we've known each other a long time.
Oh, you knew each other?
Yeah.
Did you go to school together? Or?
No.
No?
No, we went to different schools.
You were just friends,
Yeah.
street, playing on the street or anything?
Yeah, next door neighbor, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you were like 5 years old or something
Who?
when you guys met? How old were you guys when you met?
Well, I wouldn't remember. We were about so big.
About 5 years old.
Yeah,
About 5.
5, 6 years old.
Good.
long time.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us and talking about your life a little bit. And anything comes to mind, let me know. You know.
All right.